A very good morning to all the students. So today we are in the next session of TTM, third semester. So in the last class, we have done Consumer Protection Act in tourism. So Consumer Protection Act, which is in Unit 2, as we have done in the last class, certain syllabus of this topic. So we are doing the continuation today of this topics, Consumer Protection Act, okay, in tourism. So this act came into force on 1st of July 1987, but this act was actually passed in the year 1986, but it came into force in the year 1st of July 1987. Okay, so this Consumer Protection Act, why it is important to implement this act in the tourism industry is especially in order to protect the consumers' various needs, to help the consumer if anything mishaps happen. So this Consumer Protection Act, the main thing of this act is to protect, to secure the provision of the consumer. Okay, so this Consumer Protection Act is to safeguard the consumer, to give them the right against the service if anything happens, to give them compensation, to give them compensation against any kind of injury, damage, whatever happens in the services. So this Consumer Protection Act, they give the compensation to the customers or the consumers. So this act has been implemented by the Indian government in the year 1987. So this act, it has a various claim, as we have done in the last class, though we are doing the revision once again. So consumer claims in different fields like health, safety, rail industries, flight, holiday package, travel and tour package. So under the Consumer Protection Act, it can claim if the customer, if the railway will be cancelled, if the railway service is cancelled suddenly because of any issues, political issues, or maybe because of the natural calamities, anything happens, if the train is delayed or if the train is cancelled, so it is the right of demand of the consumers to do the compensation by the railway industry, which comes under the consumer claim, which comes under the Protection Act. Then flight, if the flight is delayed, if the flight is cancelled, so the consumer have the right to get the refund. Okay, and next is holiday package. If the customer is not satisfied with the holiday package, then he or she has the right, which comes under the section 19 under the section implemented from the year 1992 more strictly, and if the compensation is needed, so they can claim if they are not satisfied with the holiday package. Then comes your health and safety. If anything happens, it is the duty, if according to the health and safety wise, it is the duty of the company to repay them. In travel and tour package, if in travel and tour package, under this act, the consumer, they just take the whole package of tourism, of the tour, and regarding the various services, if there is any issue regarding the various tour related services, then they can claim in it. So there are the various claims that has been given to the customers or the consumers. If anything mishap happens, there's a compensation should be given to them, which comes under the Consumer Protection Act of Tourism. Okay, so next we have under the Consumer Protection Act, aims and objectives of Consumer Protection Act. So there are various aims. Okay, so the main objective of the act is to provide better and all-round protection to the consumers, to give them protection to the consumers in all ways. Okay, to give them very effective and safeguard against different types of exploitation. Okay, under the aims and objectives comes under the Protection Act is first and foremost is the protection of the consumer, to protect them regarding the various issues, to give them better facilities, to protect them from various mishaps, and next is safeguard against various exploitation. Okay. The next we have in the aim and objective is ethical business. Whatever the tourism the business does, it need to be very authentic and ethical business. It should practice in order to run the business of the tourism for a longer period of time. The ethical business is important. It is important both for the custom as well as for the person who is running the particular firm. Okay. Next is to protect economic. So whatever they do, okay, to protect the economic, to upgrade the economic condition of the tourism industry, to have the fair business. It should be very competitive, responsible in the market. Whatever they do, responsible in the market, competitive, and ensure the fair business in order to promote the economic status of the tourism. If they are able to protect the economic status of the business, naturally the industry will upgrade, society will upgrade, and at last nation will also upgrade. And next we have is in the aim and objectives is fair work. Okay. Under the fair work comes that whatever the work they do, it has to be very authentic and in a sincere way, in an honest way. Whatever they do in the tourism industry, it should be authentic in a legal way. Okay. So all this comes under the aims and objective of Consumer Protection Act in tourism, like protection to consumers, then safeguard against any exploitation, then business need to be very ethical, the business people need to be very responsible, and to upgrade the economic status of the tourism in order to have the good economic status. They do the various various competitive work in the market. They are very reliable and responsible in order to upgrade the economic status. Then the work need to be fair, in a legal way. Everything they need to do in a paperwork, in a legal way. Nothing should be in an unfair way or in a dishonest way. So they have to do the fair work. So in order to run the tourism industry in a sustainable way. So this under the Consumer Protection Act, there are various claims as we have discussed. Okay. Then the aims and objectives. Why these claims? Why these aims and objectives has been provided in the Consumer Protection Act is to upgrade the tourism industry as well as to have sustainability in the tourism industry, because whatever they do today, it will affect the future. So have the sustainability in the tourism, to upgrade the tourism business. They have implemented various aims and objectives and claims in the tourism industry, which comes under the Consumer Protection Act of Tourism, which passed in the year 1986 but came into force from 1st of July 1987. Okay. So for today, this much only, students. Whatever the queries you have, you can ask in WhatsApp or you can ask questions, various questions. We are ready to help you. Okay. For today, this much only, and we'll have the continuation of this chapter in the next class. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, students.